They say the mountains have a way of keeping what don't belong to this world. And sometimes, when you stir up what ought to stayed buried, it comes back, hungry for what you love most. This ain't no story about riches or luck, no bedtime tale of harmless magic. This here's the truth of the possum's paw, a charm that could twist your wish into a curse and feed on what's dearest to you. You're listening to Kentucky Melody, where Appalachian folklore, dark history, and haunted truth meet in the heart of the bluegrass. Tonight, we're heading deep into a holler where a storm rolled in with something unnatural in tow, and the wishes made that night still echo through the mountains. The wind was howling across the Red River that evening, rain slicing sideways through the pines. Inside the Whitaker cabin, the fire popped and hissed, throwing crooked shadows across the walls. Earl Whitaker sat in his rocker, boots stretched toward the flames, while Ada knitted with the slow rhythm of habit. Their boy Jesse, tall, broad-shouldered, full of jokes, sat by the window, watching the lightning split the night. Then came a knock. 3 taps, slow, hollow, like bone hitting wood. When Jesse opened the door, the man who stood there looked half drowned. His coat was soaked black, his hat pulled low, his eyes gleamed strange in the lamplight, gray as ash with something hungry behind them. "Evening," he rasped. "Mind if I get warm?" Earl nodded, uneasy. When the man stepped in, he set down a burlap sack that moved, twitching just enough to make Ada whisper a prayer under her breath. Over supper, the stranger told wild stories. Old mines gone dry, curses laid by moonlight, charms that granted what they shouldn't. Then he drew out the thing he carried. A possum's paw, not mummified, not dried, fresh. The fur slick, the claws sharp, the joints still bending slow like it was breathing. "This here," he said, running his thumb across the palm, "will grant 3 wishes. But everyone comes at a cost." Ada turned pale. "That ain't right," she said. "The Lord don't make magic like that." The man smiled, teeth too even. "No, ma'am. This ain't the Lord's work. When he left before dawn, he left the paw behind. Jesse joked all morning about it, holding the paw up like a prize. Shoot, if it's cursed, maybe I'll wish for something harmless, like money." Earl told him not to fool with it, but Jesse never listened. That night, with thunder rattling the rafters, he sat by the fire and said it plain. "I wish we had enough money to pay off the land and fix this place up right." The paw twitched, the fire dimmed, and somewhere outside a hound howled so long it near split the dark. Next morning, Jesse went to work at the sawmill. By evening, 2 men rode up the lane with their hats in their hands. Jesse had fallen into the gears. The mill owner brought a small envelope of cash. Compensation, he called it. Enough to pay off the land, enough to bury their son. Ada screamed until her voice gave out. Earl sat still, staring at the paw on the table. Its fur looked darker, greasy, like it had fed on something. The cabin turned dead quiet after that. Ada stopped speaking, stopped eating. She just sat by the fire, whispering Jesse's name. Then one night, when the moon hung red behind the trees, She turned to Earl, eyes wild, hair falling loose like a ghost's veil. "That paw," she said. "Wish him back." Earl froze. "Ada, no. He's gone. You don't— Do it!" Her voice cracked sharp enough to make the fire flicker. Earl picked up the paw. It felt wrong, cold and wet, like flesh just pulled from a grave. He whispered, trembling, "I wish my boy was alive again." The paw writhed in his hand, twisting like something in agony. The fire went out. The room turned black. Then, 3 knocks at the door. Slow, wet, heavy. Ada gasped and ran for the latch, crying, "It's him! Oh, Earl, it's our boy." Earl's heart hammered in his chest. He looked toward the window, and the breath froze in his throat. Through the glass, lit by the lightning flash, he saw what stood outside. It had Jesse's shape. Broad shoulders, same coat, but the skin hung loose, pale and glistening. The eyes were gone, the sockets packed with wet clay. The jaw hung twisted, teeth gritting with each slow breath. One arm ended in bone. It swayed in the wind, head turning toward the window as if it heard him breathing. Ada fumbled with the lock, sobbing. "It's him, Earl. Let him in." "No," he croaked. "You can't." But she clawed at the door, hysterical. "He's our son. He's cold out there." He saw the thing raise its hand, and the skin on its fingers cracked, black water dripping from the nails. The smell hit him then, rot and wet earth and old blood. He couldn't let her see it. Before she could throw the bolt, he grabbed the paw from the table. It was hot, burning his palm, curling in on itself like it knew what was coming. "I wish him gone," he screamed. "Gone back to the grave, back where he belongs." The paw twisted once, snapped. Lightning split the sky. Ada threw open the door, and the porch was empty. Just rain, just mud. Out by the gate, a trail of footprints sank into the earth and ended halfway down the lane. Earl dropped the paw into the fire. It hissed, curling to ash that smelled like hair and blood. The Whitaker place fell silent after that night. Folks said Ada lost her mind, wandered the holler calling for Jesse until the frost took her. Earl was found years later, sitting in his rocker by a cold hearth, eyes open, lips black with ash. The cabin still stands, though half sunk into the mud. On quiet nights, travelers swear they hear knocking 3 times, and a voice on the wind saying, "It's almost time." And if you pass by the gate after a storm, you might see footprints, big, bare ones, leading straight to the door and vanishing there. So, what do y'all think? If your loved one was taken from you too soon, and you had something that could bring 'em back, would you dare to use it? Would you risk the price, even if you knew what might come scratching at your door? Do you believe the dead can answer when we call 'em? Or do you think it's something else that comes knocking? Let us know what you believe down in the comments. Have you ever smelled wet earth in the middle of a storm when there weren't no reason for it? Heard knocking at your door after midnight? Or felt like someone you loved was just on the other side waiting for you to open it? If you have, you might already know what the Whitakers learned too late, because some wishes ain't gifts, they're invitations. and once you open that door, you can't ever close it again. Now, if you like this story from the dark heart of Kentucky, make sure you subscribe to Kentucky Melody, where every holler's got a secret and every shadow's got a story to tell. Join our Backwoods Believers community for members-only tales, early access to new hauntings, and ad-free episodes of scary stories from Kentucky. And next time you're driving a back road when the rain starts falling and the fog creeps low, keep your windows up, don't stop for knocking, and if you see muddy footprints leading up to your porch, don't open the door. Some things, once you let 'em in, never leave.